Hello friends, welcome to a new session of Operation Research. Today we will learn a decision theory. It is a very important theory and important part in our life. Not in Operation Research, not in a business, not in a even any company, but it is very important in our day-to-day life also. How? So let's see a simple example. Suppose someone have some medical issues. So based on their medical issues, he will or she will decide in which hospital she or he will want to take a service. Means they or he or she, all the candidates or all the persons are decide on based on their own requirement, based on their own facility, and take decision for going to the hospital. In nowadays, they also check that in that hospital mediclaim is available, mediclaim will be claimed or not, or all over the facility will be provided by them also or not, well-trained doctors are there or not, all the criteria, all the conditions they will see. That is the main quantitative tools. But they also see that that hospital will be nearer from our home, will be easily to reach at hospital, easy transportation is available for hospital. Why? Because they haven't a tiffin service, so from home they get the tiffins. So all the criteria they decide based on that. There is a decision here. In each and every term, in each and every situation, in each and every part of life, we are applying a decision theory. Suppose we have to buy a mobile, so we have a different criteria to decide which type of mobile I need. Means I don't know any Android app, I don't use or don't habitual with touchscreen mobile. So what happened? I never prefer a touchscreen mobile. Why? Because I don't habitual with it. So why I purchased it and why I invest much more money on it? So I will take a normal Samsung Guru mobile, which price is very low, 1000 rupees or around 1500 rupees, right? So based on that decision, we have to take a purchase of our requirement. Another best example is share market. What happened if you have put your money, or if you want to fixed deposit of your money? So what happened? You have a different options. Either you made your FD in a post office also, in nationalized bank also, in private bank also, in mutual fund also, and in some portion of money you have to invest in share also. So based on that, what you decide? You think that I have a perfect return, means I have get certain amount, so I go through the nationalized bank or post office scheme. Why? Because they give FD rate 5%, 5%, 6% per annum. That is a fixed value. Means I have to take a decision at a certain level. This is a fixed, means I want or I go through that FD. But I haven't any uncertainty. I think that sum of money I send in a mutual fund. So in mutual fund, there is no any perfect or certain amount of return also. Means sometimes share market will going up, at that time you got a maximum return in mutual fund or SIP also, but sometime it will be down. During February 19 or 18 PMB scam, we see that at that time share market is very low. During pandemic, corona, first wave of corona, at that time also share market will be was down. So what happened at that time? Returns of mutual funds might be go in negative also. So that is uncertain. Sometimes it happens, suppose in nationalized bank FD rate will be 5%, but in mutual fund you also found that you got 20%, 10%, 15% returns, but that is uncertain. So decision making based on uncertainty. Third one is a risk. Risk means we have to put that type of money into the shares. Either it will be increased, either it will be decreased. That is the risk. That is a no any perfect output or perfect return details are there. So all type of the condition we are applying the decision theory. Let's see it next slide. In decision making process there are quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. Means we have two different types of tools. So suppose you have a problem. So for solving that problem, which type of tool you are used? Means is qualitative or is quantitative? Depends on your problem, you have to use your tools. Suppose you have a problem, you have to find out the solution with logical inputs, with historical data. Let's see. Suppose you have a problem, you have a operation, stomach. You have two problems in stomach, and you have to problem in appendix. You have to operate for the same. So what happened? Doctor will ask, you have a diabetes? No. You have a blood pressure? No. Then after they have asked, as in your family anyone have a diabetes, anyone have a BP, blood pressure? Why they are asked? They have checked the historical data of your body. They have also asked that you have or you have did any operation in last 1 year, in last 2 years. Why? They have checked that the after operating it might be or it may be a possibility of adverse effect. So they check the historical data of them, right? Marketing research, that type of qualitative analysis tools we apply when we are adopting any new technology, we are starting our new venture, also we are investing a shares market also. We have to do marketing research also. Scientific analysis, in scientific analysis all type of bacterial influence we have checked. Let's take an example of corona vaccine. In corona vaccine they have a scientific research. They have first find out the corona DNA, corona bacterial DNA, and based on that they have make a vaccine. They have to do scientific analysis. Next is a modeling. All type of tools are known as qualitative tools. Now, which type of all type of tools are not qualitative, it's quantitative tools. So which type of qualitative tools are there? That is emotion. Means emotion, intuition, personal experience and motivation. Means problem. Suppose you have a problem, right? Means you are suffer from the corona, right? So you think that to overcome this disease I will be isolated, right? I will not come nearer with my parents. My parents have also blood pressure. It's an example. It blood pressure and sugar patients. So it might be a very high severe effect of corona if they will affected, right? So what happened? It's emotions. I have compulsorily isolate 40 days in a row. So that's emotion. I never meet them. So it will be a qualitative analysis will be there. Personal experience. Somehow what happened? We have find out something. Suppose we have used a mobile of X company and we purchase that mobile, and within a 1 year it will be failed. Within a 1 year it will be broken. Within a 1 year it will be hanged. Right? So it's your experience. So from next time, purchasing of mobile, what happened? You never prefer that company based on your personal experience. That is a decision based on your personal experience also, and motivation also. Motivation means suppose you have to prepare some competitive exam, right? So you have to motivate from the toppers. how they are preparing, how they are. So based on that motivation, you have to apply job also. So that are the qualitative analysis. Sometimes rumors. This is the best example. Well, let's we take rumors. In rumors, what happened? During this corona vaccination, what happens? Some of people says that if you take a vaccine, then you will die or you will affected from the corona. Why? They are spreading the rumors. So what happened? Suppose you have want to take a vaccine, you have to want to take vaccine and you have to go for the PHC. So some of people, some of rumorers are affected that don't take a vaccine. You after taking a vaccine, you are affected from the corona also. You will die. You have a blood clotting. Whatever extra rumors are there. So what happened? Due to that rumors, you have to stop. Means you have to deny your decision with the help of rumors. So that is the decision based on rumors also, right? So these all are the tools in which day-to-day life we are used for taking a decision. Next, decision theory. What is a decision theory? In technical terms, it's the analytical, systematic approach to the study of decision making. Means it's an analytical and systematic approach to decide something, right? Next is you take your decision. Which type of decision? We say that it's a good decision. We say that it's a bad decision. Simple example. When you are entering engineering, so you will or you took engineering by your own self, by your own interest. That is a good decision, right? But based on your parent pressure, you will take or you took engineering admission. In engineering admission, you are interested in BSc. You are interested in BSc physiology, BSc physics, BSc chemistry. That are all the parameters you are interested in it, right? But based on your parent pressure, you will or you took the admission in engineering. It may be possible that is a bad decision of yours, right? So good decisions. If you take a decision based on logic, that is a good decision. Not take based on logic and randomly take any type of decision, that is not a good decision. That is a bad decision. Second, consider all how to take your good decision. How we consider that this decision will be a good. So if you take the decision logically, if you take a decision by all available data prefer, you will employ the quantitative as well as qualitative approach also, which we have seen in last slide. So all are parameters we have considered in a good decision. But in vice versa, if you do not take any consideration of three parameters, logics, don't refer to the available data, don't go through the qualitative and quantitative approach, you have taken a decision that is a bad decision. Best example I will give you in a bad decision. Suppose if we invent your money in share market, what happened? If you don't know the history of that company, if you don't know the research of that company and randomly you invest in it, so what happened? It will reduce your money and it will spoil your money. Maybe you will get a less money of your investment. Maybe possibility like as during a PNB scam, you think that I have to invest. You have a new in share market. You randomly put your money into the PNB shares. What happened? It will very decreasing due to the scam, right? You don't see any logics, not apply any available data, not use any qualitative, quantitative tools. You will also get losses. So that is clear. Next, good decision may occasionally result is in unexpected outcome. Means it is still a good decision if made properly. A bad decision may occasionally result a good outcome if you are lucky. It is still a bad decision. Means now if you based on that PFC scam, you have to put your money. Best example is Reliance Communication. As we all know, in Reliance Communication means all the ventures of Anil Ambani may be going to a loss. Reliance Communication shares price will be 0 rupees, right? What happened? Some news will become, and it's all the negative points. Since you invest your money in Reliance Communication, nowadays it will be in 4 rupees or 5 rupees, means 4 times your rupees will become. You have take bad decision, but that bad decision may become in a good decision also. In same thing, based on your parents' pressure, you have not interested to take admission in engineering, but what happened after 2 years of engineering? You have interest, you have got your interest in it, and you have to do something. You have give your exam, you got good scores in engineering. Now in 7th semester you have give GATE exam, you have excellent score in a GATE, and you have got a best job in PSU. So that bad decision will also be converted in good decision, right? So when bad decision will convert into good decision, the time interval of bad decision to the goal or final outcome, between that time interval you found that, or you create your interest, you create your positive environment on it, then it will be convert in a good decision also. Sometimes in bad decision. In Gujarati language, we have one quote that Daya Vadu Khardai, means if you have a maximum knowledge, if you have sometimes it will create a bad effect also, right? Daya Vadu Khardai means if you have a maximum knowledge, you have a very wise person, since you have don't found any outcomes, right? So in simple language we see that chatur, right? So these all are the basic funda of decision theory. Next, decision theory represents the general approach to the decision making, in which suitable is wide range of operation management decisions, which type of including a capacity planning, right? Product and service design means you take any type of decision by considering all available resource, by considering all existing resource, all existing data, right? Like is capacity planning, product design, location planning, equipment selection. Suppose you have a builder and you have to start a new venture, or you have to start a new scheme of building. So what happens? You have always choose a perfect location. You have to find out the location planning at where I put a scheme, I put new venture, it will be suddenly, or it will be very fast, it will growing up, and it will, all the flats, all the bungalows will be sell out easily. So that is the location planning. Equipment selection will be there, right? So all we have to consider in decision making. So decision making is an integral part of management planning, organizing, controlling and motivational process. And this decision maker selects one strategy, course of action over others depending on some criteria like utility, sales, cost, rate of returns, etc. Clear? Next one is, it is used whenever an organization or individual faces a problems of decision making and dissatisfied with the existing decision, or when alternative selection is specified. What happens? We have taken a decision, then we have to also plan alternative plan of it. Clear? So all type of decision making we have seen. Next, decision making elements. Which type of decision making elements we are used? That is the goals to be achieved. So when we have to goals to be achieved, the objective which is decision maker wants to achieve is action. Means he wants that perfect outcome will be reached, perfect outcome will become after applying the decision. Second, the decision maker refers to an individual and organization. Course of action means after deciding a decision, after take a decision, now you have to apply. Suppose you have want to clear a UPSC exam, a GPSC exam, or any competitive exam, you have to decide, I will clear it. But every day you think that I will clear it, I will clear it, I will clear it, never get any outcome. But first you decide I will clear it, then from next date you will apply your strategy. You have to start studying. You have to start studying for 6 to 7 hours, 8 to 9 hours required as per the requirement or as per the depending of your capacity, right? So course of action will be much needed. State of nature, that is the main important, means exhaustive list of possible future event. You have a perfect state of the decision also, nature also. Next is preference or value system, means you have to give a preference, you have to value main important parameters which you have. Payoff, that is effectiveness associated with the specified combination of course of action and state of nature, that is known as a payoff. Means if you apply, if you course, means you have to plan, you have to start your preparation for competitive exam, you have a positive state of nature, you have both the combination, you have a patience, you have a really a good hard worker, or you have applied perfect strategy, course of action, and basic a combination of those, you will get a profit as you have got a job, a government job which have a highest post. So that is known as a payoff. In game theory we also see that we also see that payoff. Payoff means something you have a output in terms of money, in terms of winning condition, in some of profit, that is known as a payoff. Opportunity loss table means if you are failed, you have to analyze that which is action is not most favorable, at which place, at which time, or at which platform I did or I take a wrong decision also, that is an opportunity loss table also. 6 steps in decision making, means which type of steps we have to follow for making a good decision. We will see in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.